this up. I don't want no feedback.
Yes, here we go. We are live, guys. We are live. Tonight we have two special guests. Welcome to Journey to Bliss. And as you know, I am Miss Bliss. And we have two guests, Usiku, the brother Usiku L, and we have Ollie Hemmitt. And so I am not doing these men true justice with the introduction. So I would like to start off with you, Ollie. Please introduce yourself.
It's not a lot to expose, but I have I'm a lot of people know me. I'm Bobby's brother, and I'm into holistic health, along with quite a few other things, probably attributed to Bobby. Um, but I'm primarily been involved in holistic health really for the past 5 years. I've known about it for some time, but I recently got very heavily involved in the holistic treatment in terms of herbs and things of that nature. So that's what I do. You guys hear me?
I can hear you. I
Yes,
can't
I
hear
can
you.
Okay.
hear you. I hear
Okay.
you. Thank
Okay.
you so
Cool.
much.
Cool.
So
Cool.
you were inspired to go this way into health and in knowing more about the cosmos, spirituality, who we are as a people.
Yes, very much so. Um, I became a vegetarian 30 years ago. Um, but I became very heavily involved in the herbs. I had a stroke um, almost 6 years ago now, and but I was married for 20 years. Got divorced from my wife. She decided she was going to let me go, and I started sneaking back eating things when I was single. Started eating things that were not weren't as great as I had been accustomed to eating. But after I had the stroke, I I'll be honest. I was going to Atlanta one weekend, my brother and I, Mike, and I was
Ex-
like, man,
Explain who
I
Mike is so the family understand because they may not know that Mike exists. Can you give a little more?
right. Well, Mike is my brother, and
Baby brother?
my younger brother, my youngest brother, there are two of us, as Mike, who's the youngest, then Bobby, excuse me, and then myself. We're only 12 months apart. My birthday is September 28th, Bobby's is November 28th, and Mike's is December 5th.
Bobby, a cat.
So when Bobby has a birthday, Mike is 1 week later. My mother just spit us out. I'm 12 months and I'm 14 months older than Bobby. Bobby is 12 months and 1 week older than Mike. So we are really together, but we're two totally different individuals. And I often say it's really interesting how three different individuals come out of one womb and they are three different individuals.
Yes.
So I'm just like, wow, I'm very I'm just amazed at the differences between us. We're all different, but we're all the same as well. We really are. We started, I remember in 80, it's probably 83, 84. I was reading, I joined the Masons at the time, And I was reading some of the stuff and started reading How to Eat to Live by Elijah Muhammad, started reading books by Dr. Yosef Ben Yaakov, and I was like, wow, man, I was just really coming into consciousness. And then all of a sudden, Mike lived in Boston, but was coming down to Atlanta. So I started talking to him about all these conscious books I was reading. He's like, well, I got those. Like, damn. And of course, we went to Bobby's house. I'm like, he had paintings all over his room, Egypt. And there were the same books that Mike and I had been reading. So we all came into consciousness at the same time, not influenced by each other, but we came, excuse me, but we came into it independently together.
Wow. It must be something in your bloodline, something in your DNA, your family DNA.
I would say yes. My mother, who wasn't, she was conscious, but she was such an amazing person. Really, it's when we think about how we came into it through my mother, because she was a Christian, but she wasn't. She went to church 3 times in my life, but she was a part of the AME church and was on every rally, everything they had. She worked. She did every bulletin board in the church. Very active, but just didn't go to church. And she also basically would tell us, boy, that's some bull. Don't believe that's, I can't tell you what to believe, but I'm telling you right now, that's crazy. And so she taught us differently. So we weren't we weren't indoctrinated, I'll put it that way. Now, my grandmother, who was also a strong person, she was AME down, but it was more because she was one of these people that really just was. She believed in spirituality and Jesus, all this stuff. Now, if I'd been brought up with her, I would have been a Christian. But my mom was even though, as I said, she was a part of the Christian church, she was very different and taught us different ways.
Wow. Wow, that's very interesting. Because I think years ago, it seemed to be, at some point, more of us was into Christianity and not many of us was what you would consider aware or woke or, on that spiritual journey. So
Right.
it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I know, for one, I grew up in Reverendite Church. So that's a whole different.
Believe it or not, I listened to Reverend Ike, and what he was teaching was so different than any other Negro I heard at the time. He was teaching things that I use right now. Sometimes I'll listen to certain clips of his, and I'm telling you, he was deep. He was talking about.
Give us an example. What's an example that you use, if you don't mind?
What? Yeah, sure. Reverend Ike would say that what you believe means nothing if you don't know how to be able to discern things yourself. I'm telling you that if you need some money, just say it. You have the ability. I teach. Well, I don't teach, but I share people in my groups. I will tell them about certain things about you have the ability to know everything, to do everything, but you have to know these things are within yourself. And that's what Reverend Ike taught. He taught that you have the ability to do everything yourself. You have the ability. Reverend Ike was deep.
Yes.
Probably one of the deepest preachers that I've ever heard. He really was teaching what we should know.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When I used to go to the church as a little girl, he had like this big, luxurious church, and he would pull up in these beautiful cars, and he would always be dressed down to the T. And he sort of like, I am money. I have, money comes to me. He had all
money.
these
That is one of the affirmations that I say. Money comes to me every day in every way.
Yes, he had all of those money affirmations. And I was like, Mom, who is this man? Always looking good, always well-dressed, well-spoken, very charismatic. So I heard somewhere, I don't know where I heard this from. Do you know who his teacher was? Or
I do not know. I don't know.
Man. I cannot remember this man's name. I gotta look up his name. But he was a student along with one of the famous Muslim brothers. I knew it was not Malcolm X. It was another one. It might have been the one after Malcolm X. But they were students together with another guy who was teaching them, and I can't remember this guy's name. And I found that out like maybe a couple of months ago.
So wow. Okay.
He was learning metaphysics from this guy.
Okay.
And if I mention the guy's name, I can't think of it. I know you guys are gonna be like, "What?" Yeah, and it's like a silent. It's like silent information. It's not well known. Like a lot of people do not know that this popular Muslim guy was in like the same classes as Reverend Ike under this one teacher who was teaching them both metaphysics. So Reverend Ike also learned how to do, I don't know if you guys know this, mass hypnotism.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Right, and a lot of us, we cannot get these thoughts out of our brain, these frequencies. And so sometimes he would have to do like bring us everybody under. And it's crazy what this guy was doing in his church. Crazy. And we need more people like him.
Believe it or not, I used to watch Reverend Ike. Man, I was a kid. I didn't really watch for extended periods of time, but I did watch him.
Yeah,
I did. And my grandma was like, "Oh boy, don't be looking at that." She was into Jesus. My mom would say, "I like what he's saying."
Yeah.
So she did.
Yeah. No, he wasn't a traditional preacher, because I went to, churches of my friends, and he was not like other churches.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I can see why people wouldn't like him. They wouldn't embrace him, because we don't embrace things that are different. We want the same thing, So I totally get it. Totally get it. So I have a question. So you are 100% vegan. You never deviate, or you get the urge to, because you know how it is when you're trying to get off of all of this stuff. You get a little urge to jump back and forth every now and then.
Let me be honest with you. I don't touch it. I don't recommend any other person touch it. I'm just as real as possible. I found that anything I want, I really like, I cook it. There's 2 restaurants here that I will go to and eat sometimes. But other than that, I just don't eat it. It's not worth it. It's not worth my health, which I've already damaged enough. So I don't eat it. When you can, and see, I try not to eat what I call vegan junk food. Because you can eat vegan junk food and eat real good. But you have to, you just, look, there's no way to put, to eat something. It's just like this. If you love yourself, you won't want to put this stuff in your body. Now, a lot of this stuff is laced with poisons. And why do you want to eat that? And I was out with a friend of mine tonight. I just got back probably 10, 15 minutes ago before the lecture. He was eating crab legs and shrimp, stuff like that. And, I was sitting there with her, had a glass of water. And she said, "You don't want to eat the thing?" "No, baby, I don't want to eat that." Anything, she said, "Well, that's fish." So,
right.
Let me put it this way. In 2010 or 11, there was a nuclear accident in Fukushima, Japan. It damaged all of the oceans. The West Coast, it worked on first. Now it's in the East Coast. Anything out of the ocean, I would not eat. I wouldn't eat.
That was nice, right?
Now, do you actually?
If you look at tilapia,
I am so proud.
they showed the tilapia with so many parasites, worms, and you eat this stuff.
You know I hate doing this.
Why would you want to eat that?
Now, tilapia, I heard was what is it, farm raised, or is not real, or something? There's something wrong with that fish.
Well, that's just one salmon, same thing. All types of fish. Look, we are frugivores by nature. What is a frugivore? It is a person who eats fruit and vegetables. We are made to pick apples and oranges and strawberries and things of that nature. We are not made to eat a fish, to go fishing. No way. Now, it's okay if you eat it, that's you. No problem. But no, we shouldn't eat fish. We shouldn't eat any animal. You are not born with a bow and arrow or a gun to kill this animal. So why would you eat it? Ask me any question, I will tell you. And tonight I'm just gonna let it all hang out. I'm gonna tell the truth about everything. First of all, we deal with autophagy, and that is when you're not eating. When you don't eat, you go through autophagy, and that is cleansing your cells in your body when you go through autophagy. Now, as far as eating meat, it's not healthy. And look at all the disease that we have today. I really never heard of cancer when I was growing up. I really didn't. I was like, "Ooh, somebody died of cancer. Wonder what that was." I didn't know anybody that. I'm sure they did. It was around, of course, but I didn't know what cancer was. My grandmother had a garden next to us. I hated it because I had to tend it. Digging up potatoes, eating okra, strawberries. I hated that stuff. As a result, I never ate fruits, very fruits. I ate.
Mm.
I eat them now.
Right. Right. Wow.
And my thing is, if you want to know what to eat, look at the Bible. It tells you everything right in. We're going to go to Revelation. It says, I give you every root, every seed, which is for healing the body. Now
Mm-hmm.
let's go to Revelation. Genesis says, I give you the root, the leaf, and the bark, which shall be your meat, and the healing for the nation. We know what to eat. We know what to eat. We just decide, I think I'm going to eat a little bit of this. But we know better.
Right. Wow. Wow. We got somebody saying, greetings, Bliss. I see you coming through. Love this. Looking forward to this, Bliss. And Ollie Hemmitt and Usiku Divine. Another comment. This sounds like a beautiful connection and conversation. Another comment. Great day, Bliss and Ollie Hemmitt and Usiku. We need good, solid conversations that are divine. Peace and blessings to all. A divine conversation sounds lovely. Big welcome to Ollie Hemmitt and Usiku. Welcome aboard to the mothership. The mothership. Wait, what do you?
Oh, you
Hey,
don't want me
Ollie,
to talk about the mothership.
to the mothership. Like what? Looking forward to this talk. Sending you all love. Hey, Bliss, good to see you. Welcome, Ollie Hemmitt and Usiku. Sending positive vibes. That's me saying that we were getting ready to start. Let's see. Bobby Hemmitt, brother, welcome. And good to see Bobby Hemmitt, brother. All right. Yes. Nice.
Peace. Yeah.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. There's something that Usiku, you wanted to speak about. The what did you call it again?
It's called the Cygnus
Portal.
Portal. Yeah, and it brings so far everybody that have participated, that made a commitment to participate in it, the answers they want or the guidance that they want, they received it. I was gonna wait till a little later because I know he wanted to go on the bill, so I so I was gonna wait till after he finished.
You go any way you want to go. I'm cool.
Yeah, I know. I just want to eating because it's like and was that Daddy Grace, Sister Bliss?
Huh?
Y'all was saying that
No,
it
that's
was
Reverend Ike.
Reverend Ike, but was it Daddy Grace that trained with Reverend Ike? Because I was just asking.
Daddy. I believe so. I'm not sure, but
You remember
I
y'all was
believe
saying
so.
it was two people trained together, and I thought it was like Daddy
Who
Grace.
You know what? I'm gonna try to find the name of the person because the guy who taught them. He was a Moor.
He was a Moor.
And it was like, it wasn't like a training where everybody would know about it. It's kind of like, I don't know, like right now we have some people who are being trained in metaphysics and spirituality, and a lot of people don't know. You see, and I guess the reason these men didn't want everybody to know because they went into religion. Reverend Ike was sort of like a church, but it was a metaphysical church. And then the other guy was Muslim, but they were both utilizing their skills that they learned from this guy who was a Moor. And it was crazy. But I'm gonna
I know Daddy Grace came up about that time, and then it was a brother in Florida. But I wanted to get back to, if I could ask you a question, Brother Hemmitt. I wanted to, because people are I'm new with it, and I think of you every day when I eat a piece of chicken. I'm like, I know he's turning over, but you know what I mean? Because we've shared, so I wanted some of the things we shared. I want to discuss. Like, let's start from the beginning. How would you ease someone into it? You know what I mean? And then we need to know how you get that protein, because that's vital. Because I have some friends that they don't get that protein.
First of all, this protein stuff is a lie. All the proteins you need are in the foods that you eat. So why would you eat meat thinking you're going to get proteins. The meat eats the fruits and the vegetables. That's where you get the protein from their bodies. So you're not getting true protein by eating meat. If you want to get true proteins, eat the source from which the animals eat it. Look at the elephant, one of the largest land mammals on the planet, eats no meat. Very strong. Gorillas eats no meat. Very strong. They get protein from the plants. That's where they get the protein. So,
but I have a lot of strict friends, and they do have a problem with that protein, that vitamin B. And sometimes they go back to eat some meat to get that particular vitamin.
That's crazy. They don't need to eat no dang meat in order to get their protein. If they want to get proteins, eat things like avocados. Eat things like greens. Those things give you protein, more protein than you would get from a piece of meat with 1,000 chemicals in it. So if they're eating other things other than that, they are misinformed, plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Yeah. You know what I was gonna say? I get what you're saying, Usiku. Like people when they transferring over from eating meat to trying to go to eating more fruits and vegetables and whole grains. What I find that they don't eat enough of the greens or the things that provide the protein. They're more like they don't even have much knowledge. They're eating the type of lettuce. What is this lettuce called? What's the worst lettuce you could eat? I can't even think of it right.
Iceberg.
They're eating iceberg lettuce because they're unaware of the other lettuce that is available that will provide good nutrients in them, and that they could make a salad out of kale.
Kale, yes.
Kale salad. They could use romaine lettuce. They could use there's a red lettuce. So I think it has to do with like knowledge of how to prepare different foods, because that was traditionally my struggle also, not knowing what foods to make and how to cook them, how to prepare them. Because in my mind, I'm like, who the hell is going to be eating salads all day? And I had to learn about quinoa, which is also providing a lot of nutrients for you. I had to learn about chickpeas. I had to learn about the amaranth. I had to learn about spelt. All of these are providing the nutrients that you're thinking about that comes from the meat. You could use that instead. But yeah.
Now I have learned a lot. Like the whole grains. I don't eat grains because grains are not good for you. Spelt is not good for you. But there are a lot of things that are. Now the quinoa, I have.
Wait a minute. So spelt is not. You're saying spelt is not good, but quinoa is
not good for you.
Why is it not good for you?
It's not good because your body can't process it. Your body it doesn't process like your body should. See, and the thing about it is when you go to you can look at I'll bring Dr. Yaki Awaken up, and he's back on YouTube now. Because they had suspended him for about 3 or 4 months, but they brought him back. And he's giving lectures probably twice a week. But he's someone that you should seriously look at, because he can break everything. Sometimes it gets a little too technical, but other than that, what he's talking about is very good.
Okay, so take me through this then. So because I've called you in the morning, being Dooley. He know Dooley, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Miss Bliss. And I've called you in the morning. So what do you be snacking on in the morning? I like to take it more personal. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to follow the Ollie Hemmitt diet, what does the Ollie Hemmitt weigh in the morning?
In the morning, I would just drink a smoothie. That's about it. Until about 12.
No, go ahead.
Back in the day, Um, but I don't eat anything before 12 o'clock. Now today I ate about 11:30. But for the most part, I don't eat anything before 12 o'clock.
And your smoothie consists of what? Because folks want to know, really.
It could be my smoothie could be anything. It could be watermelon if I've got some.
Okay.
I will put like berries. Because I had a stroke, it's really good for me to eat berries.
Yes.
Berries. For heart attacks, for high blood pressure, things like that. I would eat strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, all berries. I just finished a bag of damn, I can't, my mind's leaving me right now, but I eat berries. And usually about 6 out of 7 mornings, I'll have like a berry smoothie.
Okay.
I will have, a different berry. But see, I make my smoothies. I put my berries in the blender. I put some water in it. I put some agave in the smoothie. It gives it a little sweetness.
Okay.
I eat that. That's my breakfast.
I was just about to ask you if you were adding anything like ashwagandha, sea moss, or anything like that, because sea moss have all the nutrients and the minerals to.
Yeah, but now I don't use sea moss, and let me tell you why.
Comes from the sea.
It comes from the sea.
What?
Yes. I don't eat sea moss anymore because not only that, sea moss will catch the pollutants of the sea, which normally wouldn't be bad. It would be great, but it's catching radiation.
The poison.
And they are heavily advertising sea moss
Yes.
for Black people. They want us to eat it because they know what it would do to us. There's a sister by the name, she's on YouTube. Her name is The Radical Sister. That's her channel. Everybody, look at this YouTube. Now, lately she's been kind of dealing with some political issues, but I don't care what she's talking about. You will not get a lecture that she doesn't talk about Fukushima. Fukushima talks about the radiation of the sea. Don't eat anything out of the sea. Nothing.
Wow.
And I know that these herbs out of the sea, they're saying they're good. They used to be.
Okay.
They're not anymore. Because Fukushima, what they did was they put this on the seaside of Japan. So what it did is it poisoned. And that's why the whales are dying. All these animals are dying because of the radiation. It's killing everything. And now, for the past, I say, 4 years, 5 years, it's on the West Coast. It's affecting all ocean life. But, and that's why we need to learn more about what's going on nowadays. A lot of people aren't talking about the poisoning of the ocean. A lot of people have no idea. Some people have never heard of Fukushima. Never heard of it. Mm-hmm. They don't talk about it. You're not going to hear it on CBS, NBC, ABC. Not going to hear about it. Maybe in about 10 or 15 years. But look at the number of people that would have died from eating this stuff.
So my question, do you think that Fukushima is one of the 9 caveats that the Hopi Indians say before the blue star come back?
Um, I haven't studied the Hopi a lot, but my portion of that would be yes. It is. Yes, I do believe that.
One of them, they say they had a vision that there were some black things that went into the sea. Some interpreted like oil spills, but
No.
And Fukushima was not. It was a design flaw, but it still was stupid because they're in the ring of fire. But supposedly it was a design. Now there's people that actually know that they can use Agni-Hotra to neutralize some of that. So they've been using Agni-Hotra a lot. I watched a international program like a week after Fukushima had, and they were using Agni-Hotra to help neutralize that radiation and the radiation in your body. That can hold you.
Hold on, I got a question. So you're saying Indians predicted the water being infiltrated and poisoned?
Yes, it's one of there's 9 things before the great cleansing. And
the great cleansing.
The great cleansing and the blue kachina. And so one of the 9 was they visualized seeing like black things over the seas. And some said it exists because there were so many oil leaks and all that stuff. But when you look at like what he's saying is the impact of Fukushima, that could have been something to the poisonous.
Or it could be a combination of the two, What was one of the other predictions? You got me going. You got me curious now.
I should have wrote it down. I apologize.
I think the world is about to that's it.
I apologize because I meant to write them down. I had to go to Columbia, so I spent a lot of time after the 3 of us talked. And I said, I got to get into this Hopi thing. And so then I ran across a lady that she listed the 9 things. And it's only one left, they're saying, and that's the blue star. Right. So, and I looked at it because of, what you're saying about three-eye Atlas.
Yeah. And they guess what? Guess what? They said that it changed colors. It's blue. It is blue.
It really is.
So could you explain to everyone about 3-Eye Atlas? Because just so everyone would catch up as to what you believe that the 3-Eye Atlas is.
Okay, they have said that 3-Eye Atlas was a comet. But it's not acting like any comet. A comet has a tail that precedes it, but it has a tail that is in front of the comet. It's not putting out the gases that it's supposed to put out. It's emitting, I can't think of these things. Do you remember the names? What was it?
Not all, but I know it's supposed to be, one is nitrogen. It's a carbon type nitrogen. And I think that's what's supposedly is giving it this blue appearance, because normally some comets don't necessarily carry that much nitrogen.
Right.
So you get this nitrogen. And it's almost like, when you turn on the flame with LP gas, you get that blue, similar to that. I'm not saying 100%, you know what I mean? I haven't sat down and talked to my teacher yet about that. I was trying to get him to come on, but I guess he's busy. But, that's what they're saying. Go ahead.
Right. Brother. And 3-Eye Atlas, the white people are called in the comment. We know what it is. It is a ship. It's a ship. It backed up when it's a trip around the sun. It slowed down. It's speeding up. It's slowing down. It's doing everything. Now I've talked to and I'm gonna give you another name, brother by the name of NickTV.com. Well, he's on YouTube. Nick TV. I watch him every day. He tells you about all the he basically said this earth will be changed. That the volcanoes and eruptions
Yep.
happening around they're going to be they're going to happen a lot.
Yes.
And he gives you he tells about these things all over earth.
Yep. Yep. And
There
they're going to
was
be happening. They're going to be happening in places where they don't normally happen.
Right.
This I already saw, already know. And I think that's what's going to catch a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's what he's trying to do, to warn people. He said there's nothing you can do, but you need to be warned about certain places.
Yes.
And Alaska is one of them. Alaska, all the way down to San Diego, California is going to fall in the ocean, according to him. It's going to fall in the ocean. If you're in California, get the hell out. Leave. Leave. Because there's going to be a catastrophic earthquake that's going to devastate the west coast of the United States. And it's not going to be long. I don't know if it's going to be 6 months, a year, 2 years. But it is going to be it's going to be in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 3-Eye Atlas is nothing more than a ship. Now, here's the deal that I don't know, but it may be. It said that the Anunnaki will be on this ship, and that by June of next year, they will make themselves known. I still do my meditation, everything daily, but I think that it is going to happen. And that's why this whole shutting the country down, all of the things that are leading to, these white people are very afraid. Very afraid of what is about to happen. So I'm telling everybody, look, you can just be a vegan for 1 year. Just try it for a year. Because when you are able to, you're going to have to be able to get around. You'll have to do things. The thing about when you take these herbs and you start doing certain things, herbs work so fast.
Yes.
Within 30 days, a lot of your illnesses will be gone.
And sometimes in less than 30 days. It depends.
I'm saying 30, but you're right.
Yes.
You're
It depends on the
right.
person. Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of people within a week, we would see the changes in that person within 1 week. They're not fully, 100%.
Right.
But you can see the progress.
Right. And you're right, in a week. I just like to tell people 30 days is just because I know that within a couple of weeks, you'll be better. There are people that are dying of cancer. Cancer is normal. Your body always has cancer cells. Your body is trying to, just like example, you have a tumor bag. You have a tumor in your body. Your body is either going to store the poison or it's going to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's going
Plain
to get rid
simple.
of it. And there
Plain
are a
simple.
lot of, yeah, I agree. I agree. Someone said, "Wait, what? The Anunnaki." So you know what I want to say about the that particular thing. So there are some people who are already communicating with beings.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of people.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it would be kind of like like in the movies where they portray this fearful vision of them coming out and attacking. So I'm not getting that. I'm getting like there are certain people that they're able to communicate with, and a lot of it has to do with those people and their frequency and everything that they do. And so I'm not really sure what's going to happen next year, but I do believe what you're saying, and I have had experiences, and I know people who have had experiences. So there are some big changes coming, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people are not prepared.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, they're not doing their due diligence. They're not doing their research. They're just not doing the work because life is lifing. So when you speak about meditation, you speak about eating healthy, you speak about if you had to get out there and learn what herbs could heal you because you can't get to the hospital for medication or whatever,
Right.
there's absolutely always a herb that could assist you with whatever it is, like our great grandparents used to do. We were not going to the hospitals back then getting those medications.
We couldn't. We could not.
Right.
So 99% of the medications have side effects. You don't get a side effect from eating greens. You don't get a side effect from eating tomatoes and onions
Right.
and eating fruits and vegetables. You don't get side effects.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about eating. Now, because we damaged our bodies so much, we do have to be cognizant of eating certain things. People often say, "Oh, I got sugar, so I can't eat certain fruits and vegetables." If you stop eating the meat and you start eating the fruits and vegetables, you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's how to heal yourself.
Yeah.
You want to heal yourself of diabetes? Stop eating the meat. Stop eating all of these. If it's in a can or a box, you shouldn't eat it. Now, if you buy like I buy chickpea noodles and things like that, I don't eat. I don't eat this other stuff.
Hmm.
My friend, I took her to eat to this crab place, and she's a friend of mine, and she left some cookies in the car. They're sitting on my walker right now. We'll be headed for the trash can when we finish this live.
I hear you.
I'll tell her, I threw your cookies away. You took my, yeah, I threw them away.
Yeah, they get mad because they're still in that world of, eating those foods. So to
Well,
them,
she hears me talk about it so much that she's not gonna be mad, but she's like, "Dang, I was gonna eat those tomorrow." Okay, well, you can think about them, but they gone now. They're in the trash can. We have trash pickup tomorrow. They'll be gone.
yeah, you are definitely an inspiration for people to eat more fruits, more vegetables. What is your water intake like? And do you drink a particular type of water?
Okay, you have to be careful about the water that you drink. I drink non-BPA water. Wherever you can buy something that is non-BPA. But I drink coconut water more than anything.
Okay.
That's what I drink most because it is hydrating more
Yes.
so than H2O because it's H2O3. H2O is not as hydrating. So if you should eat the fruit, the water in the fruits and vegetables, that's the water you really need more than anything. Drink some coconut water. The regular water, you can drink water. It's not bad. I'm out of coconut water right now. I got some H2O, non-BPA. And what is non-BPA? It is bottles that don't have the chemicals in it. I've even heard that that has not been good. But I at least have non-BPA water.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So don't all this Dasani and all this crap. Don't drink that crap.
But what about spring water? Like I drive down past Atlanta,
It's
and
different.
they got
You
some
buy
water
if
that
you get
come out the
spring water.
ground, huh?
Spring water is very healthy.
Natural, yeah, yeah. Because that
Very
that water y'all got in Atlanta, and it's got sulfur in it. I love that water. You know, if you drink enough of it, you know, it helps kill worms because there's sulfur in it. Yeah.
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 I go down there and
Yeah,
get about
that's
40
good water.
gallons of it sometime and come back, and for a few days, 36 hours, my whole house smelled like sulfur because
Yeah.
you know, after
Wow.
36 hours, the sulfur dissipates. But prior to that, and when I first went down there was a man at the well, and his dog got sick. You know what I mean? He was giving the water to his dog, and the dog got better. So I you know, because that's a. Then I found out we have one here in Spartanburg. So and
Yeah, there's several.
each one,
There's one here in Huntsville.
yeah.
There's one between Birmingham and Huntsville. And I think there's one down near Montgomery. So there's several.
So my
But
question is this to you. And I'm not really trying to be the devil's advocate. I'm just trying to look at it
no,
practically.
be the devil's
I
advocate.
mean,
I don't care.
how can you be so 100% sure that because you go to the store and buy some fruit that is good? You know, couldn't that be mental because you believe it? Because
Well,
I've
first
seen
of all,
where
I
they just
don't.
slice stuff into the food and the greens, and you still get the same thing. And we won't go into what Bobby
First
did.
First of all, you cannot eat regular fruit from the store. You got to get organic fruit. Okay, they've got on every fruit in the store. You look on the fruit, it will have between a 4 and a 9, and a little round sticker on the fruit. It has a 4, 5, 9, something like that. If it doesn't have a 9 on it and it's not listed as organic, I don't buy it and I don't eat it. I don't eat anything that is, you have to read the label on everything you buy. Everything. You cannot buy a food or a vegetables or fruit that you have not read the label. And if it doesn't have a 9, it is not, it's not organic. Now, I do know there are a lot of places that you don't have a choice. Like I have a friend that lives in it's Winsboro, Louisiana. They don't have a place. She has to order her things from Amazon, eBay, because she can't get them organic. A lot of places are that way. So you can't just pick up a fruit or a vegetable out of the store and eat it because they could have a peel on it. What a peel? A peel is a chemical coating that they spray on these fruits and vegetables, and I don't eat anything from Walmart. Nothing.
Mm,
I
mm,
don't eat anything out of Walmart because they all have a peel on them.
mm. Wow.
And say, okay, well, I'm just wash it off. No, you're not. Because they're grown in the foods. And
Yeah.
you just wonder how in the world can a man or can people do this to the fruits and vegetables? Why? Because of evilness.
But isn't it true that the only way you can 100% know is if you grow your own?
That was the
The only
second
way
thing.
you can 100% know. Because they
Only
say
way you
some labels to get a organic sticker, all they got to do is just wash it off and let it sit for 30 days, and then they can put the organic sticker on it.
but
Whoa.
the problem with that is most fruits will be bad within 30 days from the time it's picked. So you have to what I say I have everything in my house. Everything in the house is organic.
Mm.
My water, everything. My coconut water, my fruits, my vegetables. Like today, I finished eating some wild rice and certain vegetables. I put in the wild rice. I cook it all together. Put it in
It
cook. Cook.
was that your lunch? Was that your lunch?
I only ate one meal today, so
Just
that
one
was
meal.
my lunch and dinner.
You're smooth. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't eat food this morning because I got up. I did my affirmation a little late, and by the time then I had to wash clothes today, so I ended up eating that. That's why I was hungry this morning. I finished about 11:30, and that's when I cooked and ate.
Got you.
But
We
now,
actually we sometimes we visit the farm and we go inside and you pay a fee and we'll pick our fruits and vegetables right
that
there
is the best thing on
at
earth.
the farm. Yeah.
It's the
And then,
best.
yeah, and we grow them also. We grow them on our land. But if there's depending on the weather where you're located and if you're willing to do the work, because it's quite a bit of work to participate in it, but it's worth it if you have like a group who are willing to participate and take turns
Right.
with maintaining it, because you'd be surprised what you would get out of like a little bit of seeds. Like it's just the fruits and vegetables just growing, and you would have more than enough. More than enough.
Yeah,
But
I was looking at today. I was looking at some things that were talking about growing your own foods.
yes.
So I did this summer. My watermelons didn't do too well, but I had peppers and onions. I ate all that this summer. So
Yes.
this because I just started this summer. Um, they were showing me some foods that we can grow in the winter, starting this month,
Yes.
November. Radishes,
Collard
cabbage,
greens.
collard greens, broccoli. So
Awesome.
I'm gonna start with that this week.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
I'm going to. But a lot of people say, "Well, I'm in a place where I don't have a lot of space." You can have raised beds. You can. There's a lady that has. Excuse me. It's called. She has a container garden.
Mhm.
Everything she's growing is in a container, and she has. This is no lie. I believe she has 50 to 100 plants growing at all times. Now she lives in Jamaica,
Oh
but
wow.
she's got an area of land that she has trees, and she just has all types of things growing. Now,
Yeah.
there's a guy by the name of Bobby Price. He's on YouTube quite a bit. He has a garden in Florida, and he has a lot of things growing there. But he sells a basket. You can buy, I think it's a $60 basket, $90, but he sends different non-traditional fruits
Yes.
every month.
Yes.
And you can get his fruits. He's someone that you need to look at as well on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with him. I watch him because sometimes these farmers, they have videos and they give you good tips, on
Right.
how to, like, if you see something, some of your fruit or your trees or the fruit trees are not growing, or, because
Right.
sometimes you have to give them time to be able to grow the fruit that you need. A lot of people, if we're not used to farming, we're thinking that you're going to plant this tree now and in a couple months you're going to have fruit. That's not true. That
No.
some of these
Not at all.
Right. So a lot of the farmers out here are giving a lot of great tips. And you're right. You do not need acres and acres and acres of land,
No.
especially if you're growing for your immediate family, or, if you got your neighbor that's growing also, you guys can swap. But we're coming at a time where you do need to grow your own food. You are going to need some type of space to grow your own food.
Right. No doubt. No doubt whatsoever. Go ahead, Usiku.
I was just saying, or a cooperative where, like she was saying, you're working with people.
Yes.
Because when
Absolutely.
you start talking about this transformation, then that's going to be key.
Yes.
To be able
It's going to be extremely key.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes. And so what's going to happen is the places that are going to suffer the most with getting good quality food is going to be the cities. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to present the idea that, we can't get the food to you, transportation, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're in the city, you're going to need to be prepared. So
I say that I've got a little bit of land, but I got enough to grow some stuff. My backyard is going to be transformed into something that my brother has a lot of good seeds. And that's important as well.
Yeah. So we do seed swapping. So you can do seed swapping. Like I may have some heirloom tomato seeds, and you may have some cucumber seeds. Usiku may have some collard greens. So we could seed swap so that we're sharing with each other, because a lot of the foods that we're getting from the market don't have seeds. And so if the foods don't have seeds, how is it going to duplicate? So
if it doesn't have seeds, I don't buy it. Don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Because when we think about it, if you're buying a fruit that has no seeds, it's nothing. You can't, first of all, they came up with seedless so that they can give you something that you can't produce again.
Yes, that's right.
And so I don't, there may be some things that are good. I just choose not to partake in that.
Yeah. And know what else? With the seeds, some of the seeds you believe may be real seeds, they have manipulated the seeds so that you can't grow again. You may be able to grow that one time from those seeds, but next year you're not going to be. So you're supposed to be able to grow the tomato, take the seeds out of the tomato or the lemon or whatever you're growing, and then dry them out and then grow again. But what's happening is that it's been manipulated. So if you're not in a seed swapping group or seed swapping organization, you're going to find yourself struggling to grow again and again and again. So
right. So if they're not heirloom, they're not going to reproduce.
That was one of my proudest, because I had a collard green and it lasted 5 years. And I didn't understand it. I just put it there and then it went to seed.
Yes.
And then after it went to seed, then it dropped the seeds and it kept going. But then, and what I found out later was, because the pollinators are infrequent. That collard green went to seed early spring. So it started bringing my pollinators to my garden ahead
That's
of
right.
time. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. Yes.
And so it was cool. I just didn't grow this year because I went to a class and I hadn't been rotating my garden. So I
Right.
needed to do the rest.
Right.
Man, I had a worm. Boy, that worm was like that. It was green. It's a type of corn worm, right? And that Joan had damn near ate my whole stock, right?
Right.
And
But
it ate
you're right.
tomatoes. And
Yeah.
then she was telling me because I wasn't rotating, and I would end up getting the white flies, and I had a problem with them. It's
Right.
just like you have to rotate your garden, but
Aphids.
then remembering they're coming back to the same spot. But yeah, because I was working with trying to find seeds that will grow in this soil, not necessarily. I didn't do raised bed, so like you can get certain seeds like Blue Lake. Green beans, they will grow in this soil. You don't have to have no problem. Those are, the one that's hard is to grow watermelon. Like you may get one session.
Yes.
And you got to put that calcium and all that back in that soil because it
Yes.
won't grow. But the Blue Lake, and then they got this tomato, brown berry tomato. You can just throw that in the soil, and they're gonna come up. You know what I mean? Like that. And
Watermelon didn't do anything this year. I got one watermelon about the size of a grapefruit.
Man, I'm jealous, man.
Wow.
I still haven't been able to do it. I did it 1 year, and I didn't know that I had the fence up, but I didn't know that watermelon like to go up the fence and hang.
Yes.
And so then I took it down, and he was like, and then the next year I got something called flower rot, something in flower rot where they'll go to a certain size, and then that soil couldn't support it, and then they just rot. So it's been a learning process for me, but there's a place, I'll look it up later, that they get their seeds certified every year. And so he carries mostly heirloom. So because I went in there with some that was 4 years old. He was like, look, brother, the older he told me, you ain't got to do that no more because I will always have seeds. So you ain't got to store past 3 years.
Right, exactly. So that's also another thing that we need to realize. Like, it's a process of learning, how to grow, knowing about the soil. Because a lot of people think, oh, we could just go ahead and just grow something in this soil. They don't know the soil could be contaminated, that the soil is not enriched anymore because we've done so much to this land.
Yeah.
Well, I have some pineapples growing right now in my front yard.
Okay.
And I'd taken the tops off of them and sat around for a while. I said, I'm just going to plant these. Man, those things started growing so well. I'm like, dang. But I don't know what to do because it's cold today. I don't know what to do with them when it's cold because they are hot water fruit.
They are.
Go to Walmart and get one of them those houses. You could get those houses.
A greenhouse.
And just put it over there. That would help. I know a brother that does it.
Well, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to last. My blueberries, I'm pretty good with them. I got some blueberries.
A big pot. I see you got some room in your house. You might have to bring them in.
I was thinking about that. Yeah. Because I've got like the back part of my house. We don't even go back there. I never go back there.
You just got to tell them you love them because sometimes plants, sometimes they don't like to be moved. You know what I mean? You have a pretty plant, you move it, and you know what I'm saying? All the leaves fall off. You be like,
yeah.
Okay, now I got a quick question.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Miss Bliss.
That's fine.
What do you need to snack on? Like, if I needed to snack as a vegan, what do y'all both? It's to both of y'all. What do y'all snack? Like, if we will sit up and watch the latest movie, like Sarah's Oil, right? It's just out, right? So, what do we snack on? Can we have some popcorn?
No, not popcorn. Corn is not good for you. Hate to tell you.
Oh my God.
Not good for you. The Indians, they said they gave them corn. Not us. There were no black people giving away corn in the day because the corn was for the horses. You're not a horse, are you?
No.
So that, and the same thing with oats for the horses. That's what you gave your horses, oats and corn. We didn't eat that. Now I know that your grandmothers and stuff like that ate stuff back in the day, but they were trained to eat scraps,
Trained.
eat the stuff from horse. No, we shouldn't be eating corn and we shouldn't be eating oats and definitely not grits. Oh my, and I was brought up on grits.
Which is a
But
corn.
yeah, it's corn. Your body cannot
But no
process it.
oatmeal. No oatmeal.
No, your body can't process it.
Right.
You can't. You can't. I have to get, I should have brought, I got a list of things we shouldn't eat and a list of things we should eat.
That would be
And I don't have that with me tonight. I'm so sorry. I'll get together and I will send it to you guys
Okay.
within a couple of days or so.
Okay. I personally, what I do is I will snack on fruit or dried fruit. Like if you want something that's got a little bit of a crunch to it, or maybe you have that urge to pull on something with texture, then for me that would be dried fruit. But then sometimes I want the fresh fruit, so I'll snack on the fresh fruit.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I eat, I might go get me 2 or 3, oh gosh. I just lost it.
So what about the deadly nightshades? Do y'all eat deadly nightshades? Or y'all don't?
I don't.
I don't eat deadly nightshade.
You
but
eat tomatoes, right? Y'all eat tomatoes and cherries, right?
Huh?
I eat
tomatoes and cherries, right?
Yes.
I eat cherry.
Those are
I eat cherry
nightshades.
tomatoes.
Those are nightshades.
Yeah, there's some. I eat cherry tomatoes.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I have some in my refrigerator now. But I make like today, I will eat I have now they sell, it's called Abbott's. They sell a vegan chicken. That is the only one I will eat. It only has 6 ingredients. So I will eat it. So what I do is I will have tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, bell peppers, what else? Cucumbers, and I stir fry them together, and then I eat that on flatbread.
Okay, do you use the oil when you stir fry?
I do stir fry that. I put coconut oil. As a matter of fact, coconut oil is all I use for any cooking.
Okay. No, so olive oil, Miss Bliss, are you against olive oil?
You can use olive oil, but I don't like the taste of olive oil.
Okay.
You can use olive oil because, especially the extra virgin, they have organic versions, and you can have those. But you all live in cities where you can get them. Spartanburgers, you can get almost anything there.
Yeah, we're in the middle of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get. And what city are you in, sister?
Yeah, I'm in New York. Yeah, I'm in New York.
You get. Oh God, you get anything.
That's the problem. Yeah, New York, you can get anything. I use sunflower seed oil.
Okay.
I'll use coconut oil. I don't use coconut oil as often because the coconut flavor sometimes it overtakes whatever I'm preparing.
I love the flavor.
I'm very particular about olive oil only because I learned a couple of years ago that it was being mass produced and they weren't actually taking the original oils. So it's like it was maybe 1 or 2 brands that was being honorary in preparing olive oil the proper way. So I don't use olive oil as much. Yeah.
But I love the flavor of coconut oil. That's why I
Yeah.
use it
It is a lot of flavor.
almost
Yeah, that's good.
exclusively. I
But
just
where do
love
you
it.
go to find coconut water that don't have sugar in it? Because most of the coconut, I go to the Latino store, and most of that stuff has sugar in it at some point. So where?
I go to Costco
Okay,
and they have one that has no sugar.
no,
That's
okay.
a brand thing. Check that when you're
Yeah,
certain brands.
I can't think of the name. Kirkland's, and the Kirkland's coconut oil is really free of. It's only coconut oil, water.
Coconut water that doesn't have the sugar. Yeah,
Yes,
I got
Hmm.
you.
right.
I appreciate it.
Because
I'm not,
I use Publix a lot, but I can't buy coconut water from Publix. They all have sugar in
sugar.
them.
Yeah, most got sugar in it. Because I went to get some coconut, and it was 25. I was like, damn, 25. I might as well just go buy some CNA
Yeah,
sugar.
just
Miss
yeah,
Bliss, tell me your
yeah. You have
favorite
to.
smoothie. I've been with you when you were like, Usiku. What was that smoothie you had? Because you
The
got a favorite.
smoothies that I make.
Or the place you go where you get your good the smoothie.
Oh my God. So a lot of times I make my smoothies myself.
Okay.
Um, if I could find a place that would make it the way I want it, then I would definitely get it from them. But
Right.
I love putting in the small bananas, not the large bananas, but the baby bananas, which is more difficult to find. So I'll use
Yeah,
that with some melons in
but
my
the baby bananas are usually those come from Jamaica, and
yeah,
oh my God, I got some, and man, those things are delicious.
aren't they? Aren't
All
they?
Yes.
right.
Oh my
Let me
goodness,
get this
yes.
recipe because my nephew make green stuff, and it's hard for me to consume green stuff.
Well, so the green, so if you're gonna do because it's so funny you mentioned that. I was speaking to someone earlier where the doctor told them they needed to get more greens into their body, and they don't like greens, and I was suggesting they could juice it. So when you're juicing collard greens and kale and spinach, it has like a bitter, dry taste. It's
Right.
not enjoyable. But if you add in a cucumber or a green apple, it's a world of a difference. And you could
Yes.
just drink it all day long. And you don't have to add any sugar or any agave, any maple syrup. No, because the cucumber is like a water-like substance. So if you do like a cucumber juice, you see it's slightly sweet, but it's not bitter at all. If you do apple, we all know what apple juice is like. So if
Right.
you throw in the apple and the cucumber in with those greens, you can give it to a child and they'll be drinking it all day. Trust and believe, I've done it already.
I got you.
Yeah, so you need something to add the flavor. Yeah, to sweeten it,
See,
soften
I
it.
use agave, organic agave. Almost, I just love it.
Yeah,
I'll use a small amount, but I'll even put it with the apple and the cucumber.
yeah. So you like it sweet.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Yeah,
But
Ollie,
sometimes I do it without agave.
Ollie, I got a
gotcha,
request.
got
I'm
you.
done
Sure.
talking to you.
And the same thing too, if
There's
you
some
want to
people.
do like a berry smoothie, I would do a berry smoothie where I do strawberries,
Okay.
blueberries, blackberries. It's gonna be tart, sort of sour. So you're gonna need something in there to balance that out. And a lot of times at that point, I would add the maple syrup or the agave to make it a little bit more sweeter because that
Right.
sourness, that tartness, you'd be like,
Oh,
so
word? Wow. I recently had one in Sumter, South Carolina. Man, that place was busy. And I realized why, because their smoothies were so good. It's
yeah,
really good. And they had
yeah.
some with nuts in it. And
They have been something forever. My
ain't
uncle
that,
used to live in something.
ain't that your hometown, Sumter? Ain't that
No, I'm from Mullins.
Mullins? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My aunt lived in Sumter, but they moved in 79 or 80. They lived in Sumter for about 10 years. Bernie
Okay.
Circle.
Wait,
Mm.
Mullins, South Carolina?
Yes.
Oh, I know. We have land in Sumter, South Carolina. So
I'm
how far
Really?
is that from Mullen, South Carolina?
Oh, it's about an hour and a half.
Okay, not too far. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I know some people, and we got family in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, you're a
I
Yeah.
homie.
lived in Columbia for 8 years.
Wow.
I graduated from South Carolina State. I moved to Columbia,
Mm,
and from Columbia to Atlanta.
mm. You like the hot weather states.
Well, it just kind of happened that way. It just kind of happened that way because Mike lived in Boston,
Which is cold.
and yes, very cold. Bobby was in Columbia and moved to Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow we all ended up in Atlanta. Bobby,
Mm-hmm.
Mike, and myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then Mike moved to Birmingham about 10, 15 years ago. And I came to Birmingham. I had been to Birmingham I was only here for 6 hours. We did a play when I was at South Carolina State, and we did a show here in Birmingham. And after the show, we ate and then left. It's the only time I'd ever been here. And after I had a stroke, I came to Birmingham one weekend just to hang out with Mike. I was like, shit, forget Atlanta. I'm moving. And I moved. I stayed
Wow.
here for 4 months with him and bought a house and moved. We live about 10 minutes apart.
Nice. Nice.
So that's
Nice.
how I ended up here. But it's like happenstance. I lived in San Antonio, Texas. But again, my buddy asked me, hey man, come on down, move to San Antonio. It's a beautiful place. I got a new house here. You can come on down. I said, okay, well, what the hell? I packed my bags up and moved.
Nice. Nice. That's beautiful. That's
Man, I
beautiful.
got this question, Ali, and I know you go kill me, but I got one. Can I just ask one private question?
And this is a
Go
private
ahead, bro.
question on YouTube.
I would love to see what is the most contentious conversation the three of y'all have.
We really don't have many now.
Okay.
We really don't have many now. We talk about consciousness.
Right.
That's really all we discussed. Mike was over here 2 days ago, and we were talking about consciousness.
You
That's
know,
really
I gotta ask a question. When people say that they're having a conversation about consciousness, exactly what does that mean? Does that mean that, you're talking about spirituality, you're talking about spirits, or you're talking about life, being woke about, life? Like, exactly what does that mean?
all of the above. Now, let me say this. The other day, Mike and I were talking. I was like, have you noticed? I've gotten nothing but, I keep getting feeds, at least 10 a day, of Bobby's lectures. I'm like, what's going on? He said, man, I've been getting them too.
Wow.
We need to call Bobby. That's what he said. And we need to do that. We could be discussing the plight of Black people that has been going on for the past umpteen years.
Yes.
It's something other than the usual conversation. We discussed one day last week a 3-eye atlas. We discussed a lot of things that don't deal with anything dealing with the mundane stuff.
Okay.
So
We are
do you
literally
walk
talking.
into Mike and say, Mike, I got this book and then y'all go in. And if it was a
Yep.
book, what would be your book? We want to know your book.
Well, my books would be books on planting gardens, apothecaries. My books on dealing with 3-Eye Atlas. I just bought a book. I haven't started reading it yet. That was on the planets.
You're a little bit too vague for me. Give me an author, a conscious
Now
author.
that I don't know this particular author because I just got the book came in, I think Thursday or Friday. So I don't even. I know what I was looking at. I've got my book list, a bunch of books up on my cabinet. I won't go up and pull them down, but
You won't.
Bobby
I
Price.
was just wondering, like, is there a book like me? There was like African Civilization.
Well,
ISIS
I
book.
read all. See, I
These
read
were
all
some
those
of the
books.
books that even if I meet somebody young, you know what I mean. These are some of the books I may give them. So I was just wondering, was there a book that helped inspire you that the people that see the video can go grab it off the shelf and be like, you know what?
Let me just say this: Laola, Africa.
There we go.
His
Who is
book,
that?
Laola.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Laola Africa is a person who talks about consciousness, who talked about health, diet, things of that nature. He died 2 years ago. But this brother, transition. This brother was deep. He was deep when it came to veganism, and I hate to call it veganism. I call it plant-based because it is that.
Right.
So his book, and I don't have that book here because my daughter borrowed it, and anytime my daughters borrow stuff, I know I got to go buy it again.
But that's a good
it's
choice. Dr. Africa's books were, I seen him lecture actually. So yeah.
Really? Okay, yeah.
He came to South Carolina once. Yeah.
So, he lived in South Carolina.
Yeah. And he came.
But he had moved from South Carolina, I think, to Ohio or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw him as well.
Yes. A couple of months ago, I spent some time with his wife. I don't know if you guys know his wife, Melanie, is on the road doing readings and doing presentations and speaking about health. So she's continuing his legacy. And I did a reading with her, and she's absolutely wonderful. She's very talented. And so I played a little game with her. I started to read her while she was reading me, and I wanted to see if she would know. And she immediately caught me, and she was like, "You're reading me." And I'm like, most of my teachers don't know when I'm reading them. But for me, I'm like, if you're my teacher, you're supposed to know, right? You're supposed to be able to see. And
Absolutely.
she caught me. And she said to me, you know what? It's okay. You could read me. I give you permission. And I was like, wow, she is absolutely amazing. And she's also selling a lot of the nutrients and minerals and herbs and everything that he was selling. So she had that. And she's been traveling all over the United States and doing presentations. So, if she ever goes to your location, then I'll reach out to you guys. I think she's a wonderful person. And I think that if you ever met her, you're going to be, she's just a wonderful spirit.
I met her when Laola was alive, so I didn't get a chance to talk to her much.
You're going to like her. In fact, you're going to love her. She is a wonderful, soft spirit. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I will let you guys definitely know when she travels down your way, for sure. But so his books are the books you recommend. Okay, her husband's books.
Thank you.
I would absolutely recommend his books.
Okay.
I'll tell you another book you have to get. It's called Furnace of Affliction. The lady from that talks about Fukushima. Gotta get that. You gotta read it. Bobby Price's book. They're great. He has one called Vegetation Over Vegetation. I have to pull it down to get that. It's called Vegetation Over Medication. That's what it is.
Okay.
Great book.
Okay. I'll check that one out. Usiku, what book did you recommend?
Mine was more like beginner books because when I meet youth, and so I like Tony Browder's book. I've given away a number of times, because that was his African Tony Browder book. I think people should be familiar with Frances Wesson. You know what I mean? She was powerful. You know what I mean? Recently, I'm reading the Cygnus that we may segue into later. The Cygnus, because ancestors led me to that particular portal. But and unfortunately, I don't do a lot of reading because I spend a lot more time in meditation. So I spend a lot of time in the other world. But every once in a while, you know what I mean? But those were like, when I came up through Back to Africa movement. See, so that was like 101. You got these books. What is it, brother? Check up Diop, right? Yeah, you got African civilization. You read it and you could, like that. And so those were powerful. And then there were certain videos you watched with Bobby. Recently, I had somebody that wanted to be going more, so I was like, go on YouTube. You got to get Black's Law, right? That was that sister, that badass sister with the Black's Law. And he called me like, man, who is this? I'm like, man. You know what I mean? Because those are things.
I had a Black's Law book at least 20 years ago. I use it in my office a lot, quite a bit.
Yeah, I got Black's Law.
I have been in consciousness such a long time that when we talk about these things, I've forgotten most things I've learned because I've been in it so long. And then following Bobby up, oh man, hell. Bobby has so many books, it's incredible.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, there's no way Bobby could have researched and read the amount of books that he did. And I asked him one time, I was like, hey man, how in the world do you know all of this? He was like, I just put them under my pillow and I dream about it and I know what's in it. I'm like, wow. He told me that's how he learned a lot of stuff in the books that he knew.
Wow. I could believe it. I could definitely believe it because there are things that you can do that are sort of magical like that, when you connect to the things that are written in books. So yeah, I believe that.
So
every time I turn around, he was always recommending a book. And sometimes he could even go to the page or the chapter.
Yes. He would go into a chapter and a page, and he hadn't even read the book yet. But he knew it was there. And it was just amazing. Yeah. And you got to understand, this is a man that we slept in the same room together for 18 years. The three of us, we didn't have 3 different bedrooms. We had 1 bedroom for the boys. And that's where we slept. So his early life, I can tell you all about that. I knew a lot about his adult life because we all ended up living in the same city. We lived in Atlanta, and that's where we kind of knew, but we was doing our own things. That's why I say it's amazing how 3 people can come out of the same womb and be so different. Even now, even now. So I've got, like I said, I've been getting a lot of downloads this week and last 2 weeks. Things that Bobby has talked about for years, but some reason this week I've been getting downloads from several videos. I've been,
So
of
why are
course,
you doing that
clipping.
to me? Why are you doing that to me? That's unfair. So you got to give me 2 of your downloads. You can't mention it and then don't give us no.
Well,
Yo,
no,
we want to know what you. That's like pausing for a commercial. We'll be back. No, I need to.
no. Let me say this.
Okay.
I've been getting a lot of Bobby's videos that have been coming through to me. I probably saved 20 of his videos in the last 2 weeks. I have had 10 videos in the last 10 months. And I'm saying, what's going on? Why is my YouTube algorithm giving me Bobby's videos? That's what I mean, downloads. I haven't talked to him in the last, been about a month. I got to talk to him this week.
But I just mean like what? Give me 2 videos if I can be nosy. I know I'm and I apologize, but
No, but here's the thing.
nosy
For
people
instance,
want to know.
the last 2 days, hold on. I haven't looked at all of them. I
Okay.
just copied the YouTube links and put them and saved the YouTube. And later on, I'll go back and look at them. Hold on, let me.
You know how sometimes the universe presents something to you to show you or give you confirmation that you're in alignment with something.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of times when there's something that we need to see or a connection that we're supposed to be, with or around, so that it's presented to you so that you can get the download, so that you can get the information, and so that you have the connection, so you're able to connect the dots. So I think that's why these videos are popping up on his feed all of a sudden, because there's some type of information that he's supposed to have. And so I think that's why he ended up calling his brothers, because he's like, hey, I just saw this video. You're speaking about ... whatever, the downfall of Black people, whatever that may be. So, yeah.
No, that's probably, I think so too. I mean, based on your belief about Atlas, 3i Atlas, then getting those type of downloads can be preparing you for helping lead people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? My question is, did you download Beyond the Veil of Death?
I'm looking at one right now. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see now.
Thank you, brother. I'm sorry for this. That's my last personal question. I'm through.
Nah, you can personal question all day long. Oh, I was looking at this lecture. It wasn't Bobby at all. It was a young lady. Damn, you gotta be ugly as hell to look like Bobby. Let me think. Hold on a second. And now, of all times, it would not give me one.
Well, maybe for you. Maybe that's for you, and that's cool.
Maybe they are, because I don't have any of his lectures right now. And I'm serious. I have had so many in the past 2 weeks. There's no way I could. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go down a little further. Oh, that's amazing. I cannot believe you're right. They had to be for me.
Yeah.
They had to be for me.
Yeah, they were for you, of course. That's the way the universe works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, and now that we're speaking about 3i Atlas, I wouldn't be surprised if we were inundated this week with loads and loads of information regarding 3i Atlas. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Or
Now I
information
see.
regarding food, health, growing your own food, you know, having your own farm. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, because you put it out there now, it's in the ether.
Yeah, and I have several 3i Atlas. Um, let's see. I've seen 4 different 3i Atlas
Mm,
discussed, and several on eating.
mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yeah, you see?
And I see, it's like they're saying, there's one lecture here, white boy saying black people are the real chosen.
Hmm.
That's a lecture. Hold on a second.
I don't know about that. Do you believe that, Usiku?
I really don't get my validation through white people. You know, like that. I just don't. You know what I mean? Because I got a partner to talk about that one rabbi. You know what I mean? The rabbi,
Yeah.
Oh,
blah, blah,
Smoothie? Yeah.
blah. Like, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Okay.
I
I try to
agree.
go in and find my answers, or I go ask, but
Yeah.
like that, I don't really, you know what I mean? Because
Okay.
that's like going to a sanctified church. Yeah, he said we didn't. Nah, you're gonna be chosen when you perfect yourself for the ancestors. That's how you become chosen, perfecting
Right.
yourself. You see what I mean? Even if it's to survive the purification, it'll be because you're learning to perfect yourself and
Right.
listening and working on yourself. And so, but
Right.
I guess I'm a party pooper. I don't
No,
know.
No,
I,
you're right.
I, I believe the same thing. So I'm a party pooper as well.
Oh, you just messed my whole day up. But would you spell that chicken? Because there's some people that hit me. They want to know the name of that chicken.
Oh gosh, it's I buy it at Publix. I
Okay.
haven't seen it anywhere else, and it is Abbott's, Abbots.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Abbots. Abbott's
yeah,
chicken.
might be 8. Yeah, it's they have a hamburger one. They have a chicken one. Just small box, but you need to try it. It is delicious. It only has 7 ingredients.
Okay. All right. Well, it's better than Beyond Meat, so I guess we'll have
Oh,
to do what
definitely.
we can.
But that's why I don't eat. I started out eating Beyond Meat. I ate it for about a year. That was
I
back
think
in
everybody was
2000.
eating that.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, 2000. I ate that. Then my nephew was like, "Okay, Ollie, I was reading this meat you be eating. Hell, it's just as bad as regular chicken." I like,
Yeah.
uh oh. But one thing about me, if I eat something and I find out that it is not legitimate, I stop.
Yeah.
When
Right.
he told me that one day, because we worked together, when he told me that day, I never had another piece. That was it. I don't have to be told twice about certain things. If
Right.
it's bad for me, I cut it out.
Right. That's
I
good.
got a
I agree.
roommate. I got a roommate. He eats eggs. And he went to Mississippi a couple weeks ago. He had to come back from Mississippi because he could barely, now he's 78 years old. He could barely walk. He said, "Well, I know that eggs are bad for me. Gotta let it go." This is what you gotta do. You have to stop eating this stuff. Take herbs. There's so many herbs, I can't even, I'm at a loss for words on how many herbs, ashwagandha, nettles. It depends. It depends on what your illness is.
Right.
There is an apothecary book that we all need to have. It talks about plants. It talks about herbs. It talks about all these things that we should be eating.
Yes.
So we should. I've got probably 10 books, thick books that talk about that are that way. So if ever we have, and we are a situation where we have no lights, no water, how to survive during this time. We have to know this. You got to know how to survive. You seem to be doing all the things right. Maybe a few things I don't do right. But you guys are starting to understand, and because it's going to be hard for us to not go to restaurants. Now, I haven't been to a restaurant in probably 7 years. There are a couple of vegan restaurants here that I go to. I know them well. One of the young ladies, she's a part of the affirmation meditations that I do every day. And some days I talk a little about Atlas 3i and a little about affirmations every day. I don't go deep into any of the areas, but I kind of touch on them. Now, affirmations, I drop every day on that.
Yes.
Every day, 7 days a week.
People need affirmations. You're so right. People need them. So, yeah, thank you for sharing them.
Yeah. So I do affirmations every day. Hopefully they will lead to some meditations, but I'm just dropping a little bit of knowledge. I hope that individuals take that knowledge and run with it.
Yes. Some individuals will. I know this.
Yeah, I know, because I'm amazed at the number, because I got about 120 affirmations I do per day. And I kind of sneak one in here, one there. I had one brother from South Carolina. He said, "Hey man, I don't need to know anymore." I take them off. It's simple.
Mm-hmm.
You cool? Okay, bro, cool. I stopped sending them. So they're not meant to be all inclusive of everything and to cool. But if you're not getting anything from them, then don't listen to them, please.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
I agree.
I have been into our African history, and I don't want to say African because it's not African. Our Black history in terms of Black people being from the United States and not from Africa. We are not from Africa. We've never been from Africa. And I've been really studying a lot about that, trying to figure out our ancestors. I've got a picture of my mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother, who was born in 1867.
That is a touchy topic with Black people here in America, because a lot of them don't want to hear what you just said. That is a very sensitive topic.
They can be as, whether they want to hear it or not. It's cool that we want to look at Africa and what we learned in Africa. And my brother is one of them. But when we start digging very deep, we find out Egypt is in America. If we go to the Grand
That's
Canyon,
not true. That's not true.
and
Egypt has never been in America.
So
it
we got
is,
a debate.
bro.
Kemet is
Now we
in
can-
America. Kemet, not Egypt. Kemet.
Okay, you're right. Okay, cool.
Because Egypt is a different race of people.
Right.
Okay.
Hemmitt is in America, has always been America. We have always lived here. We've always learned. We have found, when they went to the Grand Canyon, they found Meta Nature in the Grand Canyon. They found tombs with Black people in them. They found just as much as was found in Africa. Right here in the United States. And just like I found out, my grandfather, who always lived in El Paso, Texas, he was from Oklahoma. And his mother left Oklahoma when he was a child because of the fires. And their property was burned. So I am now looking for that land that they were from, that they burned at that time. I'm trying to find my great-great-great-grandmother. Because I got my great-grandmother and I got my grandmother and mother. But my mother told me about my great-grandmother. And my grandmother talked about my great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother. So I can go back in my family alone back to the late 1700s.
Wow.
Yes. And I've got names and of those individuals. I'm trying to find my great-great-great-grandmother.
So were y'all
and come back with the answer. No, we were from South. We were from the lower part near Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. My great-great-grandmother was but see, that whole Gullah Geechee is a lie too. Those weren't Black people who came from Africa. That Gullah Geechee, those were Indians. Indians. They weren't no damn. Now, there were a lot of Black people in that area that did come from Africa because that was a major port at the time. But not nearly the numbers that they report. Impossible. There's a guy by the name of Mike TV. He talked about all of that. From about Black people. Mainly he talks about the West Coast, but he talks about our Indians who were from Louisiana, the Ohio Valley, those people, all the way down to Florida. We are not from Africa. And like I said, we are from here. We've been here thousands of years. Thousands of years. That, along with herbs and health, are what I primarily deal with now. Those are two subjects that I deal with.
Okay. I hear you.
There's another sister. You need to look at this. Her name is Queen Janice. You need to watch her YouTubes as well.
Okay.
She talked about the whole 9 yards. She actually has a book. It's called American History. It's a thick book, a huge. She's got 2 books that really go into all of the whole United States. Talks about all, and it talks about the mineral wealth that we had. She
The
deals with the
mineral
whole,
wealth.
yes, the oil. We have just as much oil here as other countries.
Yes.
And he talks about what we own and in terms of reparations. She's not talking about reparation. She's talking about restitution.
Restitution. Yeah. Okay, so what is the difference? Because a lot of people are asking for reparations, but I know people are asking for restitution. So what's the difference between reparations and restitution?
Well, restitution is being repaid. In other words, returning our land, our mineral wealth to us, the gold, the oil, returning it to us.
Yes.
Restitution is paying us for the loss during those years, because we've got documents where they took this land. It documented. She has many of the documents. She has, oh wow, she's got a website that she just recently started to show this property. It would be worth looking into her stuff. Also, UBTV. He talks about UBTV, Mike TV, and Janice. Those three sisters and brothers, you need to look at it. Need to watch it. Very good. So that's kind of what I'm into now, and our own history, about what we've done in the past years. I know that Bobby talked about Egypt a lot, but Kemet is so important here.
Mm-hmm.
We learned a lot from what they taught there.
Right.
But it's so important that we learn what is here.
Right. I agree.
Ashe.
I agree.
I say,
I think it's really amazing. See, what I find amazing is that you can have that conversation and they'd be ready to beat you up for saying that they, look, I got a brother that was like pissed. I'm from Africa. No, this is my brother. You know what I mean? He was my brother. I disowned him. After he made that statement, I'm like, no. Without even being objective, right? That with all the oppression we've been through, the blood, the hanging, blah, 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 that you would still take that true face value, right? Without even questioning. It's like, well, could we be from here? So they'll run around and they'll tell you that they're the oldest gifted race on the planet. But black folks that was indigenous was never indigenous to the America. We was only indigenous to Africa, but we're the oldest indigenous race on the planet. That's virtually impossible. You see what I mean? But they was taught that in their school systems and in their churches, that you from Africa and it shall not be debated, right?
But they were telling us this before 1960. I bet people in America never heard that shit before. Never. They never heard about no from Africa. They heard about it in the 1960s.
But I've been around. I've been around my ancestors. They go back in Mississippi, and some of my older ancestors used to say we ain't from no Africa.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? They were validated, like I ain't from no Africa.
Yeah, right? That's because they
were from
recent.
Here. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because my grandfather, my grandfather probably goes back to the 1700s. You know what I mean? Like that, the late 17, going almost into the 18, something like that, and and my daddy's grandmother didn't speak English. She was Choctaw, so she spoke it. She didn't speak English. Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Right.
And
Wow,
this was all
we,
in,
we've forgotten the language. We've
yeah.
forgotten
Yeah.
our language. We've forgotten our rituals. We've forgotten our everything that we used to do as a unit, as a family, as a community.
Yes.
We don't remember this stuff. We've got to try to remember it, because right now, from what I see and what from I know and from what I have experienced, Black people right now are so dysfunctional. So
Yeah, but there's
misguided.
going to come when this whole 3-eye thing works itself out. We'll begin to remember. And here's the cool thing: a lot of our young people will remember. They
Yeah.
will know and not know. They won't know how they know, but they will know. And there's going to come, they're going to uh, be remembering stuff they don't know where it's coming from.
Yes.
Or they're coming in. I mean, I got a great
Yeah,
niece that she told my niece that she could control the weather. She's 5 years old.
She
She
I
can.
came
believe
in
it.
and
She
she came,
can.
I
and when
believe
they
it.
went to Florida, my niece was like, it did not rain down there, the whole time. I was like, you know what I mean? So they kind of come in remembering,
Yes.
and that
Yeah,
was one beautiful thing. Like Tony Browder taught that the black woman had a relationship with God, which I don't, the great spirit, because I don't use the word God.
nature.
And so he said that when there's a certain type of child that need to produce, then he came to y'all, the melanated woman, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all would start producing that type of child. And you
Yeah.
see it, you can see it that
Yeah.
Yeah.
those type of children are being produced now.
Well, one thing Bobby always said is that God is sending some warriors down here. These warriors are coming to take care of this virus. See, Earth has a virus, and it will cleanse this virus off of itself.
I believe that. I believe there is definitely a virus, but I believe it's sort of like a psychological or a mental illness that a lot of people have with the way that they approach things in life. The way that they think. The way they don't see, the way they just don't get a lot of things in life that's actually
That's a
causing them
part of it.
a lot of trauma, a lot of drama, a lot of anxiety, and it's as clear as day. When you see them, these people that are suffering. Some of them are, it's a mental illness. That's the easiest word I could use. It's like a lot of people are under like a mental illness spell.
Let me say that these white people are through. They are done. Their time has ended. And you might have some good friends that might be white. That's cool. But by and large, they're done. That's our virus. And once they're gone, and once we, just like Elijah Muhammad said, some of you will be saved, but eventually you must all go. You must all go.
Everybody gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, that's
They
it.
don't want
It's
to hear that
coming.
either. A
Right.
lot of people gonna go. They don't want to hear that.
Unfortunately, some of us must go too.
Mhm.
Some.
Some of
Yeah,
us must go too.
time to go. Time
Because
to go.
when you look at the evil and things that were done, some of us were a cause of these things. We must go
Yep,
too.
you're right.
I
You're
was
right.
talking one day, Bobby and I were talking, and I was saying, I don't remember what I was saying now, but he basically said, listen, hell, we were the ones who were responsible for this beast being in charge. we got to go too. We got to
That's
go
right.
too.
That's right. You're absolutely right. Because everybody ain't innocent. You got some black folks out here that's gonna get over. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone played a role. And so when you fail to acknowledge what role you played in the demise of your own people, then you're gonna suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But Bobby also
They didn't
said
all die.
that white people are more conscious than black people.
Yeah, they
You
are.
want to be the devil's advocate tonight.
No, but that's true. That's absolutely true.
When you
They
start
know
looking
and
at the things
understand
that they
these
have
things.
preserved, you know what I mean? When you talk about the mummies, you know, the same art that's right above Atlanta in Carterville, that same art they found with the Olmec, you know, in Peru. So there's certain stuff that, you know, not
You know
that
what I could say with that comment that you said, where they are more I guess conscious or aware than we are. I did witness a lot of situations where they were eating healthier prior to us even knowing about. Like, we were still eating fried chicken, pork chops, and I would be around a lot of them, and they would be like, "How come you guys don't eat more fruits and vegetables, more salads?" I did notice that, and at that time, you couldn't talk to a black person about eating anything healthy. The other thing I noticed is that, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of them are on code, meaning that they're not attacking each other the way we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are a people where we'll attack each other. You know, we'll do bad things to each other. Sometimes you may see one or two of them get out of line, but the majority of them are on code with when they need to go against another group or another organization, or if they need to protest, whatever it is, they're on code, more or less. We are the ones who are off of code. A lot of us are actually the ones who are bringing us down when you think about it, because you have to say, if you've been speaking about being conscious for 10, 20, 30 years, and you've been saying, you know, we're supposed to do this, we're going to do that, and we're going to be these great people, when are we talking about this happening? Because in order to be great people, we have to do great things, and great things meaning that we are moving in unison as one unit, supporting each other, loving each other, nurturing each other, protecting each other, caring for each other, and building with each other. You know, so you buy this piece of land here, I buy this piece of land here, he buys this piece of land there. And then so we have the farms, we're doing the seed swapping, we're providing for each other. Someone else has a store, we take the fruits and vegetables, we make sure they're at the store so that people know where to go. But I don't see that really happening. So it's like there's something where it seems like we're missing something on the level of and I'll be honest with you, lacking morals, lacking any type of ethics, you know, with our own community, that I saw and I witnessed in plenty of white communities. So I don't know. I guess you could say they're more conscious than I guess you said.
I tell this story, and I think I might have told to you one time, Usiku, because I went to a lecture. Oh, it's my daughter. My oldest daughter was a baby. That's 31 years ago. And the lecture was a friend of mine from South Carolina had invited me to come out. She had been in Atlanta for, I guess, a week for this thing. And Friday night was the last night, and they invited people to come out. And they wanted everybody to, I guess, figure out what she was doing and how it was important. And they was giving out awards. So at a certain point, they told everybody that wasn't a member, I think it was probably 100 people there that were either members or had joined. They wanted us to stay split into groups. It's probably 1,000 people. So they split us all up, maybe 30 people in a room. And they started doing an exercise for us, and we were supposed to kind of be a part of the exercise. Anyway, we sat down. I had my daughter with me. She was like maybe 1.5 at the time. Me, my wife, and my daughter, we were in the room. So she started giving me some things, not me individually. She would tell everybody, please write down 3 things that you're most committed to doing. And I said, shit, I don't want to do this crap. I don't feel like doing this white pepper versus stuff. So the lady, I knew she was going to call on me. Sure enough, she said, can you just tell us 3 things that you're committed to doing? I said, well, I only wrote down 1. She said, well, tell us that one. I said, well, I really don't want to go into it. And she said, no, please. What are you most committed to doing? I said, becoming God. And she said, that's ambitious. And she left me alone. She didn't bother me anymore that night. So we had a little break, and they gave us, drank some cookies and tea or whatever. And so one white guy came over. He said, that was an interesting answer. May I ask what you're into? I said, I really don't feel like I said what I said, and I don't feel like going into it. He said, no, I don't want to talk. I really would like to let you know. I said, look, man, you all know who we are. And that's all we need to know. He looked at me, he said, you're right. I'm doing things to save me and my family. That's what he told me now. We never talked about anything. And I looked at him, I said, well, you must all eventually go. He said, yeah, I know. He said, but I have to do what I have to do to save my family.
That's right.
That's what the white man told me himself 31 years ago.
That's right. And they will do whatever's necessary. That's right. To not only save their family, but also some of them are community orientated. They're saving their.
I think that was the only time that was the only time I think my ex-wife really understood what I've been talking about for years. She looked at him, she looked at me. We never said what we were talking about, but we also told exactly what we were talking about. And she, for the first time, I think, saw it and understood.
Yes.
She said, what was he talking about? I said, what did he say?
Exactly.
He was there to save his family.
That's right. That's right.
I learned, I mean, that said it all to me.
Yeah.
And I was a neophyte in consciousness. That was, I think, I probably been involved in consciousness for about maybe 2 or 3 years. Bobby had been maybe 5 or 6 years at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He was lecturing at a Black Media Communications. I forget who he was. It was Uma and Emiola. They were the ones who were everything when consciousness had started in Atlanta. By within 10 years, the white man had ended that consciousness because everybody came to Atlanta. Little Africa came to Atlanta. Delbert Blair came to Atlanta. All of the
Yes.
Stephen Mahale, he was one of Bobby's buddies. So they had been, but they were all. It was a huge community all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
It ended about 95, 96. It was pretty much dead then.
Yeah. Okay. I could see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. What could we do? Right? What could we do?
It's coming.
Usiku, I know you wanted to speak about portals, but we have been on for 2 hours now.
Okay. I'll let it go because yeah, it's cool.
But what we're gonna do is I want to invite both of you guys back, and I want to dive more into the exploration of portals, traveling the portals, pulling information via the portals into us, getting those downloads. I want to dive into, I'm not sure if you guys know this, how to get access to a portal. So yeah.
Well, I'm out of the Church of Philadelphia, so yeah, I can get it. In Revelations, I mean, they gave me this year in May 27th, 1989. They showed me in the book of Revelations that I was out of the Church of Philadelphia. You know what I mean? And then that was let me know my teaching, because in the Church of Philadelphia, they said that guy would have the key of David, and he can open portals no man can close, and close portals no man can open. So that's why, like this one, they led me to. Mm-hmm. And this portal was, most of the people that have dealt with it, that really took the time to say, okay, I'm going to be here from 5. Normally it was running in this area from 5 to 7. Mm-hmm. Most got their answers immediately.
Right.
Someone was like, I know a brother that wanted to be a shaman, right? And when he looked up, it was a bat over his head. You see what I'm saying?
When he looked up, it was a battle?
It was a bat, a regular bat flying over his head.
Oh, a bat. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and then totem, in indigenous totem, a bat means death and rebirth. So that was their answer to him. When he asked her to be one, they was like, yeah, but you're going to die. Which they say a lot of shamans, you die through the fire and then you come back again. So that another brother's still let me know that he's hearing it, like it talked to him.
Right.
So it's a portal. So, but we can do it because I know we're going long, so it's cool.
Yeah. Over 2 hours, but I definitely, yes, Ollie, if you have knowledge and information in regards to portals, I would definitely like to dive into that.
And I do, got,
but I'm not. I was saying I do, but it's not what you would call. I'm a novice when it comes to portals, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can just share because,
so I know a little.
We can share. I got Lester. I gave him a list of 10 spiritual gifts. So he's studying all of them now because I wanted him to give me a list of the 10 spiritual gifts to how you can tell us how to enhance them. So we can, you know what I mean? And one of them would be portals and the telekinesis and the clairaudio and stuff like that. So
clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyance, the clairs.
The clairs, and he gonna give, we go. Yeah. And it's been 2 weeks, so when we do it, maybe we'll do it with you then. It's gonna be 2 weeks, and he's like, when I talked to him earlier this week, he's like, I still got some more to put together. Mm-hmm. So he gonna give us a good one. Like that. So,
I would absolutely. I want to say shout out to the people who have been activating their clairs, multiple clairs. So I don't know what's going on, but something in the frequency, something's going on where a lot of people gifts are coming through. So we could speak about the clairs also.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's very powerful. You know what I mean? Because if you go back, you know, just go back to when Bobby started. This wasn't like a common conversation, and now it's common. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a beautiful thing that your family. That's why I want to know: are you know, the Hemmitt name is a pedigree name in the conscious community. Have you looked at doing the book like food, blah blah blah? You know, people probably will follow it or whatever. Have you looked at the book? And that's my last.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when we come
I
back, I
have.
Go ahead, Ali.
Okay. I was saying that I have explored a few things, but I haven't gone deep into it because I got busy with some other things, you know. So maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing, man. Thank you for sharing things about your mother, your grandmother, all of you know what I mean? Like this is a first. You know what I mean? Like that. So it's cool. We appreciate that. You know,
Yeah.
being so intimate with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me here to discuss it.
Yeah, I want to say thank you both for coming on this evening. Thank you both for sharing this information. Thank you for just entertaining me and having this conversation with me. It was a beautiful conversation. I'm extremely grateful. So much gratitude to you guys. Thank you to the audience for listening and to watching, for your comments and for supporting us. And we will definitely be back with some more conversations, you guys. So definitely look out and we will be in touch. And I want to say have a good night. Mwah. I love
Peace.
you.
Thank you, Miss Bliss.
Good night.
Appreciate
Good
it.
night.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Peace.